Hi everyone and welcome to Figure Drawing Friday. I am your host Alicia, and if you weren't here the other day, Wednesday, when I was talking, I had a new addition to my wall. So I've been adding a little bit of more decorations to liven things up a little bit. So hopefully it helps a little bit. I know my wall was like really super plain before, so I wanted to add some more and also get some inspiration. So hopefully this helps a little bit. But I'm going to go right in now to the on-air video website where I'm going to pull in some references. I didn't get a chance to pull in references before, which I usually do at least most of the time, to bring our references into Photoshop so we can draw from. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be using some of the references from here, but I'm also going to be doing a little bit more of anatomy today. I'm going to bring in a couple of skeleton drawings, so we'll actually be doing some of those too. So this should be really interesting, and I mean, I can't emphasize how important it is to practice not just drawing the body, but also drawing the skeleton and also drawing the muscle, so that you actually know what's going on underneath. This works the same for people as well as animals. It doesn't matter what you're drawing. If you're drawing a live creature, you should know a little bit preferably about what's going on underneath, because that's going to help you so much in drawing more realistically and really capturing what it is that's really making that animal function. And even people, we're still animals in the end. At the end of it all, we're still animals. So I'm going to bring those in. And right now, let's see. Okay, so I brought in some images to Photoshop. And this, if you haven't realized yet, this is onairvideo.com. And this is, you just go to the Croquis Cafe photo archive, and there's tons of free references for artists to draw. And it's really a great, awesome resource. So right now, I'm going to switch cameras, if I can, and move right into my Photoshop window where we'll be sketching. So I sketch from Photoshop, but like as always, you can sketch from anything that you like. Any notebook, pen, pencil, crayon, charcoal, doesn't matter what you use, as long as you're using something, that's all that matters. And let me bring this a little bit more full. And right now, let's see. Now, let's see, rasterize. Okay, so let me bring down some of these. I have a bunch. We probably won't need this many, but let's see. That. And try to move these over. So that. Alright, let's see. And actually, I'm going to start from the back, I think, moving forward. Because I brought in the skeletal references first, and I actually want to do those last. So I'm going to save those for last. So right now I'm just going to move these up and over just a little bit. And give us some space to actually draw on the same canvas here. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And we'll do a couple of 1-minute poses first. We'll do some quick ones. That way we'll get you loosened up and get me loosened up to do some a little bit more challenging with these. So these are going to be a bit more challenging, but I think it's definitely worth it. Not that big. This will be a little bit more challenging too, but don't have to worry about getting everything exactly perfect. So if you're a perfectionist, like how I can be sometimes, don't worry. You don't have to have it perfect. You just have to practice. which I actually brought some more for us to draw. But we'll be doing those for much longer, so it's not necessarily always about quantity, it's about quality. Make this a little bit bigger too. Yeah, not that. Oh, 250 is good. That'll be good. Okay, so get all those done. Start right about this top image, is number 16, and we're going to do, let's see, we'll do a few 1 minute poses. Where's my glove? So let me go ahead and get the timer going. We're going to start with 1 minute, like I said before. And today, actually, the movie that I'm playing in the background is Bolt. I've never seen Bolt before. So I'm actually, it's kind of weird that I'm kind of watching it as a background movie right now, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and sure on the right layer. Okay. Okay, so if you haven't yet, go ahead and get your sketchbook and whatever it is you're going to be drawing with, and let's get started. So here's our first pose. It's going to be 1 minute, and let's start. And I did a little bit of figure drawing this morning, actually, before. Over this last, I guess about, let me take this down. Last week or two, I've been starting my day with just figure drawing first thing in the morning because I really wanted to, I felt like I had missed too many days. Like I was only doing it a certain number of days in a week. And it wasn't really keeping me fresh like I wanted to be. So I was like, okay, I need to really get myself to do this every single day. And the only way that I can really get myself to do something every day is if I do it first thing in the morning. So that's why I think that actually nice. For everybody else, I hope you guys are having a good Friday. Today is like, I don't know. I guess I just don't have as much energy like today. I think I kind of burnt out yesterday. I was doing a bunch of drawings yesterday, like long poses, and that combined with like home stuff, I just was getting like, I think overwhelmed. And I think today I want to take a little bit of time off. I don't know if anybody else starts to feel that way by Friday, but it happens to me. So let's go ahead and start the next pose. Another 1 minute pose. But I mean, it is Friday, so I mean, think after that. I would like to do something really stress-free this weekend. That's my only goal for this weekend, is to like relax, hopefully, and not be home. I'm so tired of being home this week. Now, those are my two goals: to not be home and to relax. I'm hopeful I could go accomplished one way or another this week. Yes, man, it's been super hot out here too. It's been really hot out here. I don't know if it's where, I mean, probably wherever you are in this country or anywhere in the world is probably going to be hot right about now. I mean, end of July, it's not known for really forgiving temperature, to be honest. Alright, that's our 1 minute pose. Let's go to the next one. I'm gonna rush through these quick ones, and then we'll do some longer ones. Okay, another 1 minute pause. Actually, I think probably most of these body poses are going to be 1 minute, and then we'll do a little bit longer. We'll do the longer poses with the skeleton and the, yeah, it's just skeleton. I don't have any just balls today. But when I was in school and I was taking figure drawing class, my professors would time to time bring in a human skeleton that we have to draw. Obviously a replica, not a real one, but like a replica looks exactly like the real thing. And we would have to sketch from it. And it's part of what it is, especially if you take an anatomy class, then you really have to, anatomy drawing class, then you really have to really learn how to draw the scales. And it's not as hard as people think. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's where people start to feel intimidated when you think it has to be like perfect. It doesn't. Okay, another 1 minute pose. They go super fast. It's just like you don't even realize you're drawing sometimes. It's just it's just like quickly. It kind of forces you to have to like remember, and that's the good thing about the quick poses. It forces you to have to not, I don't know, get stuck. I guess you have to just think really quickly, capture the image really quickly, and translate it to line. That forcefulness, that'll get you, I think, less afraid of drawing. Which is, I think, the best thing, especially if you're new to it. If you're new to drawing, or you're new to drawing anatomy or figure drawing, doing quick poses will quickly get you out of it. I think. Because you don't have time to be scared. You just have to draw. So let's go to the next one. Start. Down. That's a good thing. I think I'm gonna get out of the house after this. After I finish doing these doodles. Out and go somewhere. It's really pretty outside, actually. It's really nice. It's a nice day. Well, that's a good thing. Who knows, maybe I'll even go out and check out some animals if I get a chance. That would be nice. Just get, like, I don't know about anyone else, but especially in the summertime, you're home and maybe you would be in school normally and now you're not. And now that it's summertime, you're home all the time and you can get that cabin fever, I think. Just like so tired of being around four walls. That could happen at work too, absolutely. It happened to me when I had an office job. Okay, let's move to the next pose. Let's start. I've had all different types of jobs actually. All different types. My least favorite, what was my least favorite thing? My least favorite, I think, was waitressing. I really didn't like that at all. I think I just don't like being on the chopping block for like, for anything, I guess. But especially like, having to be nice. I mean, I'm nice generally, and anyway, but having to like have your niceness account for your paycheck, that's just not. I didn't like that. I didn't like being under that thing. It just felt like too much pressure. Too much pressure to like get it right. I don't like that. Most favorite job that I've had. Let me see. I mean, no, I'm supposed to stop, but I want to do it. Okay. Okay. Okay, move to the next one. And we're gonna do a few more 1 minute poses. We're doing a lot of 1 minute poses today. I really want to loosen you up before we do some of those longer ones. So we have a few more to go. So let's go. But my favorite thing, obviously, other than art, let me see. I don't know. I mean, art is my favorite thing to do. But if I had to pick a different job that I've had other than that, I guess would be managing. I guess I used to manage at animal story will be unnamed. And that was that was good. The only thing I didn't like was the hours. I didn't like working because I had a small kid. My kid's a little bit older now, but he was smaller then, and I didn't like being out. So I don't know. Every job has its pluses and its minuses. It paid well though, so that, which inevitably becomes a factor. I didn't get the head in that time, but we've had a few more. Let's go ahead and start. And really quickly. Still doing 1 minute poses, guys. I'm not sure. 1 minute. I watched the movie Marie Antoinette yesterday for the first time. I mean, I think I might have seen pieces of it before, but I actually watched it for the first time last night. I thought in the end she was supposed to get her head cut off or something like that. I mean, isn't that famously what happened? Pretty sure it is. But that didn't happen. The movie just ended abruptly with her riding off in a carriage, and I thought, that's interesting. That sucked. I sat here and watched this movie for 2 hours, and the big ending never happened. It's like you sit and you watch the Titanic for 2 hours, and then the ship doesn't sink. It's like, imagine if the movie just ended right when they hit the iceberg and the credits came up. It's like, okay, that sucks. I mean, I want to see like what it's famous for, no? Oh well. Okay, let's start the next. I want to see. I mean, maybe I'm just gruesome like that. I mean, I want to see the action part. That's the whole purpose of watching the movie, no? I thought was interesting about that movie was that, you know, it's supposed to be taking place, was it 16th century France, and the main actress, Kirsten Dunst, is speaking with a very American accent. And I thought, that's interesting. I mean, obviously that was a choice by the director. And I would assume that whoever the director was, I didn't look, made that choice to make her more relatable to like a younger American audience, I suppose, is something that I can think of. But it just seemed, I don't know, what was the purpose of that? Did anybody see that movie? It came out a long time ago, actually. 2006, I think it said. It's on Netflix. I watched it on Netflix. This is the same pose. This looks like the same pose. Last pose. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. I could have let us do it again, but I kind of feel like, no. Let's see this. Okay, so we got 2 more 1 minute poses before I get carried away. Okay, so that means it's 15 altogether then. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we're going to do this one, and we're going to do another 1 minute pose. Let's start. I mean, kind of like, you know, you watch Aladdin, and Aladdin speaks with a modern American accent when it's supposed to be, you know, in India. I would imagine several hundred, at least 100 or so or more years ago. When was that movie supposed to take place? I don't know. I would assume a few hundred years ago was like the era that they were going for. and Aladdin speaks with this modern American accent. I mean, that's interesting. Simba too, actually. A lot of characters actually. But it's interesting that they did it with a live action movie. Make it, I guess, now. I don't think it has to be American. It's better to be relatable, personally. But I'm not 15 years old, so. Okay, this is our last pose with um, a moving model, I guess I should say, because the rest of them are going to be skeleton poses. So practicing the skeleton so that we can get stronger with our figure drawing. I know it's like the part that nobody really wants to do, but it's necessary. So I'm going to do it this week. But I think I'll make this last pose with the model be a 2-minute pose so we can have a little bit more time, and then we'll get into the 10-minute poses. I hope that you guys got a chance to check out the new videos I posted. It seems to be doing pretty well. I think people are liking them, so I'm glad. I'm really, really glad about that. So I'm happy to see some new subscribers, and welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys. I'm really excited to be able to reach more people and hopefully help people in their drawing goals, and get more people exposed to just different ways of trying out practicing art and getting better at drawing. So I'm very excited for that. And I hope that you are too. I think that that this whole process of studying masters, I think it's really helpful. I think it's really a necessary part. It's not the only part, and it can't be used as the only part of learning to draw. But I do think it is really an essential part, if you're, especially if you're trying to become an animator or illustrator, or, or a cartoonist. Really, just expanding your view of style, and just not trying to get your own style, because like I said before, you can't really do that. It just kind of happens on its own. But the more you learn about the way that other people draw and kind of get what makes them special and appealing to an audience, I think that will help you long term. We long term too. It will help all of us long term. And if you are new coming from Cartoon Arts Center, hello, and thank you for coming, and thank you for watching, and I'm so glad to have some new people join. It's been such a crazy journey with the whole meetup group, and if you are in the Los Angeles area, you can join, and it's cartoonartcenter.com, or you can go to meetup.com and sign up at Cartoon Arts Center, which is in Los Angeles. So if you are in another part of the country or another part of the world, it won't be an immense amount of help for you. But if you are in the area where you can attend groups and stuff like that, you're welcome to. Okay, so that would be our last pose like this for the day, and let's go on to some more interesting anatomy. So not that the first wasn't fun. This is still going to be a whole other experience, so I'm excited. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to do a 10-minute pose to start with, and don't be intimidated if this is your first time drawing skeleton. It's super important that you learn how to. If you're going to try and do figures, if you're going to try and do character design, if you're going to try to do any sort of thing that involves real people in drawing, it's really important. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start timer now for 10 minutes, so let's go. So this one, you can just take your time a little bit. You have a lot more time than we had before, obviously. Difference is you will be working with skin, so it is going to feel different, as it should. but you can approach it really in a similar way. I mean, it's all, everything is connected. Keep it really loose. And if you notice, like, what I'm going to be doing here, I'm just going to be using some really simple shapes. I haven't drawn the skeleton in a little bit of time, but I have drawn a lot of skeletons in my time, and you do want to keep it fairly loose. Simple shapes are best, and it's really good if you haven't yet to learn a little bit about proportions. Human proportions are going to be pretty much the same on all adults, and obviously they're going to shift here and there, but a lot of the things are going to be the same, such as your eye line is going to be like right in the head, and your elbows are going to be essentially lined up with your waist. So things like that help you out a lot. I'm still kind of thinking of it in the same way, approaching it in the same way as I would if I was doing regular fleshy body, which we're not doing, obviously. This is not a fleshy body at all. But I want to think about it in the same sort of a way. And that jaw is really open. But if you haven't seen a skull, I was going to say skeleton, but a skull, but particularly a skull, if you haven't seen a skull in real life, and you might say, well, why would I see a skull in real life? A lot of art schools have them, a lot of doctors' offices have them, so I mean, you don't have to be digging up graves to actually see a skull in real life. And obviously there's models everywhere, especially during Halloween time, you'll see all the little plastic ones everywhere. But if you ever can during Halloween time, grab one of the little like skeleton models. They have them everywhere. I mean, you can get them everywhere at Halloween time. And really super cheap, and those are great to draw from. I remember I bought a couple years ago, and I still have my little skull and stuff, and use it to draw from reference whenever I need to. And I'm not going to get crazy with the rib cage right now. That's not super why I'm wanting to draw these right now. I just want you to get a feel for drawing the skeleton. And I'm going to go into, this is not even a complete skeleton, and that's okay. Complete meaning showing the legs and everything. And that's okay. And I go in with a smaller and some more detailed aspects. Keep looking at the reference, look back, and look at your picture, at your drawing, and look back. You can always make changes as you go. Not how it's super detailed with the teeth right away. To add more and more. and more, I'll fill in more detail. Try to break down a little bit of the outline. It might seem a little bit spooky and a little bit, you know, I mean, obviously, we're kind of need to be at least a little bit fearful of skeletons because, you know, it's not like they give anybody happy feelings, I don't think. But, I mean, it is a part of our body, and we should start to feel less and less um, uncomfortable with it, and more just like, okay, what can I learn from watching this? What can I learn from looking in and observing the skeleton? What can I learn about the head shape? You know, if you've never drawn the skull before, it's hard to really know that much about the head shape because, I mean, even a bald person, we still have layers and layers of tissue there that are going to prevent you from really being able to see the shape well. You start to like learn a little bit more, like, okay, wow, these bones are actually separated. You can think of the ribcage as a mass, and that's totally fine. And you can fill in the details later. But to think about it as a mass, that's fine. And some people might think that, you know, your ribcage is shaped like this, you know, like, because when you see the torso, it's like that, because you're seeing the shoulder blades and, you know, where the shoulders are connecting and everything like that. And it's easy to kind of think it might be like that way if you've never really looked at a skeleton and drawn from the skeleton before. And so hopefully this will be. And you might not otherwise know that there's two bones in each arm instead of one. Like there is in the upper arm. The upper arm. Let's see right now. Direction there. I'm looking back at my reference. And I'll just make changes where it's appropriate. To add some little details and things like that. I wish we could really see the hip bone a little bit better. And actually, that's the way a lot of times you can tell the skeleton if it's a male or female based on the hip size and shape, which are quite a bit different from men to women. That's usually how they tell. How they can tell. I think they can even tell if person has given birth based on the hip size, which is really interesting because it expands the actual hip bone. I'm trying to figure out a little bit more. And you can see how it curves up. It begins to curve in the front, and then it begins to curve back. It's really neat, actually. You can start to think about now. Let's not try my feet. That was quick. Okay, so that is one 10-minute pose. And we're going to add another one. Black outline. And we're going to do this one for a little while. Let's go ahead and start a timer again. We're going to do another 10-minute pose. So we can go ahead and start now. Look at my lighting. Okay. That wasn't so difficult, was it? Like that. And even though this is not a full skeleton, like same as the first one, it wasn't full, it was still, let me make this a little bigger. So I need to practice. And it's really like, you can really start to see, where the lungs fit in here when you start to look at it. How much that base of the spine thickens up. You see that? The more you do it, the less challenging it will be for you, and the more you'll understand. And I realized this is our 55th episode, which is really cool. 55 weeks. I mean, it's been over a year. I know there were also a bunch of weeks that we didn't have Figure Friday, and I actually even thought about canceling it a long time ago, like 6 months ago, maybe even a little bit more than that. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna help anyone, but doubting myself. But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep it going. Somebody commented that it was really helpful and it really was inspiring. So comments are definitely inspiring to me. It actually saved Figure Friday at one point, so I'm really glad that I did. Grateful that I did, and grateful that people are here to actually, watching it. It's really fun. And I'm gonna see. Hold on, just one second. Let's try it out. Okay. Keep going. I'm trying. This weekend is going to be actually a special weekend. It's my husband's birthday on Sunday. And so many birthdays in July. Like everyone's birthday. Everyone's birthdays in the summer. It's like, come on. Come on, people. No, birthdays are fun. I love birthdays. It's not my birthday. Birthdays are still fun. Cake. Everyone gets cake. That's part of the birthday. Oh, I forgot to make this smaller. I need to make this smaller to go in and add detail. And I decided to use the brown one again. I think even though this one could be a little bit darker. I'm gonna draw that shoulder blade in before I put it. So I can actually try and get that a little bit in the background. And then just begin to fill in my rivers a little bit. And even though there isn't necessarily a line going like around the rib cage, obviously because it's a lot of smaller bones that make up this mask, you don't feel like you can't put those in. You can always go back and erase um, whatever you need to later on. So don't feel like you can't do that. That is available for you to do. Whatever helps you to get the initial drawing is fine. Sometimes too, this is what happens. See, this is what happens when you start to do the red. You get confused about which line is your actual bone and which line is like supposed to be the space in between. I forgot about that awesome part of the rib cage. It happens. This is here. Yeah, because I could say I was getting a little bit confused there. And like I said, if you don't feel comfortable yet doing the individual ribs, you don't have to. You can just begin to figure out the shape of the rib cage. It's totally fine. And practice doing that before you start getting into all the little details. And beginning to wrap it around, stuff like that. Because if you do take it in art school or, anatomy or, even just figure drawing, I had to do this in figure drawing. It's likely they're going to make you do the whole thing, but to start with, I don't think that is necessary for right now. You can start to just practice, get more comfortable with it, and then you begin to add in all those other details. I'm not here to crack the whip. I'm not here to crack the whip on anyone. Just want you guys to slowly clean it up. Strong piece. Yesterday I did a bunch of 1 hour poses. I was doing actually big cats, working on lions, and I was doing 1 hour poses, and that was really good. I think that was really good for me. Challenging, yeah, but I think it was good. I think I needed to do some longer poses, and I think sometimes it's good to do really long poses like that. You want to have at some point some really finished looking drawings that you can put in your portfolio. I mean, you might come across people that say, oh, you don't need all of these elaborate drawings in your portfolio and such, but I think in order to learn shading, in order to learn how to finish a drawing, you gotta finish a drawing. And a finished drawing is not a 5-minute pose or a 10-minute pose. Finished drawing is an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. It just is. And some people don't spend a lot of their time doing long poses, and you don't have to spend all your time doing long poses, but I think you should learn how to shade if you want to draw for a living. And I think it's important to at least know how to finish drawing, and you're going to be better at it if you practice it. So that's why I did it. That's why I did it yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I really need to have some more really finished drawings, and I really need to practice shading also. Most of what I do is really quick poses, so whenever I'm talking to you and telling you what you need to do, it's only because I'm doing it right now myself, and I'm also trying to share that journey, I guess, with everyone, because I've been doing quick poses for a long time, for at least 2 years. probably 3 years. I've been doing majority quick poses, but I realized really need to do some longer stuff if I'm gonna grow, and some more finished drawings if I'm gonna get better. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm realizing now I'm just seeing, like, I just had like this vision when I looked at my website. I hadn't looked at my website in a while, and like since May, it's July now. I'm like, and I saw things that I didn't see then, which was, I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do myself. I have a lot of improvement that I need to do, and so one of the ways I'm going to work on that is through doing more poses. Okay, we got this guy. We've got this guy. And it's a full skeleton. It's from the back, and that's totally fine, but we are going to do as much as we can. And we are going to do a 10-minute pose, so let's go ahead and start. We got one more pose after this guy. I know this is really feeling like much more like a class this week, but if I'm gonna help you, I gotta hurt you just a little bit. It's like, I'm not trying to hurt you, but I kinda got to just a little bit because I want you to be better. Gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta do it. I was looking at some drawings this week. I was watching. This is why you have to get around people that are better than you. You have to get around people that can draw 10 times better than you do. Like, you have to. It's the best thing for growth. It's the best thing to kill your fake ego that you have about drawing. So if you're drawing and everyone is drawing the same as you, or even not as well as you yet, I say yet because they can come around in a few months and be better than you, you know, because you never know how people are practicing on their own. They're practicing a lot, and they can outgrow you quick. I've seen it happen. Make this a little bit smaller because you can't so body there. That's better. Okay. I just want to be able to fit the whole thing in the frame. There we go. And unselect. But it's really important to get around people that draw better than you. And since myself. And so I was actually, you know, watching, gosh, she's a really good artist. And really has a totally different approaches sometimes than I do or that I see. But it's really good. And you should check him out if you ever can. He's really, really well at animal drawing, wildlife drawing. His name is Aaron Blaze, and he has a pretty popular YouTube channel. So you can check him out on your own time whenever you feel like it. But I was watching some of his work, and particularly the animal drawings, and I was just like, I got a long way to go. And, you know, I consider myself a wildlife artist as well. I mean, I go to the zoo every week, and I draw animals from life, and I've been doing that for 2.5 years consistently. And I even started doing it before that, but consistently I started doing that in September 2015. And I was like, man, I got a long way to go. And like, that was one of the things I was like, wow, I really should, you know, I really gotta practice my longer poses. I really gotta practice my skeletons. Also, you know, and I'm gonna move, because you can get stagnant. Like, you can get and be at the same like level for years if you're not like trying or like expanding. And I don't know, I mean, I know that I've obviously grown over the last couple of years that I've been drawing. I mean, I can see like the improvement in my work. And that's the thing, while I was drawing it, I didn't think I thought it was pretty good. And now I look back at some of my drawings and I'm like, God, it wasn't good at all. Well, I want to insult myself and say it was bad, but I'm like, wow, I've really grown a lot even over the past year, but I want to grow even more. And not to say that you shouldn't, um, that you should be like future minded and not be in the present and not be like, happy where you are now. I think you should be happy where you are now, but also just be, growing. And that means stretching your muscles a bit. And that means trying out some things that are new and challenging and difficult and not what you're used to doing. And I think it's one of the things. You have to be able to try things that make you feel uncomfortable, as well as me, of course, talking to myself and I'm talking to you. Um, Try things that make you uncomfortable, and also expose yourself to people that are ahead of you. And I don't just mean a little bit ahead of you, I mean a lot. um, that goes to say too, don't only surround yourself with people that are super ahead of you. I mean, I think it's good, yes. But also, you want to have some people that are at the same pace as you, so you can feel like you're bringing it together. I think a little bit. You don't want to feel like you don't want to quit. That's the thing. You don't want to feel so horrible that you quit. But I think a balance is good. I think it's good to have a balance. You don't want to be like, oh my God, I thought I was an artist and horrible. No, you don't want to feel that way. But you should also be around people that help you to grow. And I think that is really good for the ego too, like, because you never want to be in a position where you're like feeling like you don't have anything to learn, or feeling like you've surpassed everyone or something like that. That's the worst place to be, because you can't grow from that space. I don't think, well, no one can. And unfortunately, there can be a lot of people, and not just in the art industry, but in any kind of an industry where it takes, you know, a certain level of skill. People can, if they're not careful, begin to think that they are above in some sense. But that's just, we could talk about that forever. That's never really gonna go away, obviously. But if you can just be one of those people that are, level-headed and conscious, and you want to improve and you want to see other people improve too, then I think that's a good place to be. How are you doing with the skeleton? Let me know. Comment. Let me know what you think about drawing skeletons. Is this your first time doing it? Is it scary? Is it fun? Is it everything you ever dreamed it would be? I don't know. Let me know what you think about sketching some skeletons this week. We'll do some more sometimes, but it won't be every week. Maybe I'll do I think once a month might be a good idea. Just even if it's just like one skull thrown in, just to set you off. Make you think a little bit outside of your comfort zone or something. Because you gotta get outside your comfort zone, man. Got to. We all got to. Gotta grow. And maybe I'll even add in a little bit of a darker tint. Just add in another layer here. add in a little bit of added depth. And what is everyone doing for their summer vacation? I mean, you might not be on vacation, but it's still summer. So what have you been up to for summer? Did you go any place? Did you visit any place exciting? Been home all summer? Like I have. I did travel just a little bit. And someone voice went up weird just now. I did go to San Francisco for actually the second time. I'd been there once before, years and years ago. So that was kind of interesting. Oh, speaking of, I need to take care of some things. Apparently, I was in the wrong lane. San Francisco sent me a traffic ticket to figure out. So thank you, San Francisco. I was unawares. All right. Quickly, I have my I like the way that line looks. That little extra tint of a dark line. I like that. Just adds up another layer to it. I know our timer's up, but I just want to take a second to. I do this every time. Sorry. Just have ways, I guess. Not that that's an excuse, but I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Just got a notification from Instagram. Oh, if you are on Instagram, you can find me at Alicia Dianne Art. I am on Instagram. Actually, I have two Instagram profiles. I have Alicia Dianne Art and Alicia Dianne Wildlife. The wildlife is where I post all of my watercolors and my animal sketches from the zoo and things like that. And the other one is where I put everything else, all my character designs and different drawings and some longer poses too. The longer poses I was talking about that I did yesterday, I put them up on my Instagram. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I'm going to go on to our last pose of the day. And that is this lovely beauty right here. Can't really say that with a straight face, but you get my point. Okay, let's go ahead and start this guy. I'm going to do our last pose of the day, and it's going to be another 2 minutes. This has been exciting for you. It's been pretty exciting for me. It's like the shift, but I think it's a necessary one. Not what we've done for a while. It's been a long time since I brought skeletons to Figure Friday. I have brought them before, but it's been probably a year since I brought them on, or close to it at least. I think I only brought them on one time before, but they are necessary. I'm just going to try and break these shapes down a little bit. I can't tell if it's I think this would be a male skeleton because this hip looks really small. Compared to the skull size and the rest of the body. Like, also, you could say, well, the hip looks small, but maybe it's like a young girl or something like that. But based on that skull, it's a big skull. I don't think that's a young girl. I would say this would be a male skeleton. It's fun to guess. not always right. I could be completely wrong, but you never know. I could be right too. I think it's a good hypothesis. And this one has no arms, unfortunately, for him. I assume it's him. Perhaps he has no arms, so no good. And this has a pretty broad back and shoulders. It's pretty much aligned. This is a really good shaped skeleton, I think. Okay. You don't have to count the ribs. You can if you really like to, if you're an anal person like that. Go for it. But me, I really don't like little details. That's also why I need to stretch myself because I don't like filling in little details. I like just doing masses and like just figuring things out. But I gotta stretch myself too and start to be a little bit more particular about things so that I can, grow or whatever. But and that's a really big nose opening too. That nasal cavity is pretty big. That's another thing. This gotta be wrong. But if you are into little details like that, it could be a real positive for you. So I would definitely wouldn't discourage you if you are. But I feel like this should be higher up. I'm gonna delete this actually. I'm gonna delete this. I just feel like it needs more space. I need to have space for the jaw. So, there we go. That's better. And I'm gonna start to fill in slowly but surely some of the bit more detail. And by the way, if you weren't here earlier, the movie that I'm watching or playing in the background, I play a movie in the background every week. And this one is Alt, which I haven't seen. But I think that Miley Cyrus is in it. Back when she was a Disney kid. I wonder what that life is like to be a Disney kid. I don't think I would have liked acting when I was a kid. Maybe. I don't know. Some part of me wanted to act, I think. But I was better at drawing, I guess. Or at least thought I was. But as the saying goes, as you think, so you are, something like that. Something like that. Whatever you think you're good at, you'll be good at. I think that's the only way I made it through drawing. I thought I was good enough to do it, so that's why I never quit. If I didn't think I was good, or like didn't make up through the awkward phases, and continue to make it through the awkward phases of drawing, I would still be drawing today. So thankfully, I didn't really notice that. But I didn't care. I thought it was good enough. That's the only thing that's going to make it through, especially if you're watching this right now and you don't think that you're gonna make it in art, or you don't think that you're good enough, you either quickly change that thought or just not draw. And that sounds really kind of a little bit harsh, but you have to let that go, or you'll never be able to like push through it. Like, you have to like get rid of that. You have to like really think that you're good enough, or know that you're getting better, and like, reward, like, be happy that you're getting better, that you're doing what you need to do, whatever that is, whatever practice or whatever training it is that you need. You're pursuing that. So, be proud of yourself for that, because it's not an easy like thing. It never has been an easy an easy field to pursue, and it will never be. So, yeah. That's the only way. That's all I can say. Hopefully it helps. I don't know. If you are watching for the first time, it's your first time at Figure Friday, let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see more male models, if you'd like to see more female models. Well, we do mostly female models here anyway. But if you would like to see more male models, or different sizes or ages, let me know. I can definitely look that up. Also, if you want to practice doing children or babies, that's not something that people generally even bring up when doing figure drawing. Obviously, you're not gonna do it in the same sense that you would do it, that you would normally do figure drawing, but you can find what we can do if you wanted to practice learning how to draw children. You could look up some advertisements for like kids' clothes and stuff like that, and practice drawing from there. And that is a great way to, just because you have to learn how to draw everything, really. If you want to do character design or cartooning, you might have stories that involve kids or stories that involve elderly people. And if you only know how to do or draw, I'll say, one type of body, then it's not going to be very effective in the long term. So whatever your drawing needs are, you can definitely let me know, and I will do my best to accommodate that based on what people are interested in learning how to draw. So let me know, leave a comment. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you'll see whenever we post new videos, and you'll get the updates, and you'll get to know when I'm recording live. It will give you a notification of when I'm doing live videos, which are most of my videos are going to be live. So make sure that you that is our timer, guys. I went super quick. Today's Figure Friday went super quick. We did a lot of quick 1-minute poses in the beginning, and then these skeleton poses just zoomed by so fast. But it was really a lot of fun. I think it was really a much needed part of Figure Friday that had not been around in a little while. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and let me know what you would like to draw more of in the future. And I hope that you all have an awesome weekend. Because then I'll be doing celebrating some birthdays. And I guess that is going to be about it. So I'm going to switch the camera back over so you guys can see my face speaking to you. And I just want to say, close there, close back up. I just want to say thank you for joining me for Figure Friday, and I hope to see you guys next week. We're going to be doing Don Blues, so that's going to be fun. All dogs go to heaven, Secret of Nim. An awesome artist will be studying him for studying the masters next Wednesday, and we'll be here again next Friday for Figure Friday. So have a great weekend, have a great week, and until next time, be grateful, be balanced, and be yourself. Have a happy Friday, everyone. Bye bye.